Hey there gamers, DreamcastGuy here. Today we're talking about the PlayStation Portal because it just got another huge update. But this one is a literal game changer. It actually is going to update how it plays, how it looks, and even how it sounds. Now, the PlayStation Portal is such a funny device because when this initially got revealed, it felt like a lot of people didn't really understand it. When this first came out, it only did one thing. It basically streamed your existing PlayStation 5 console that's in your house. It streamed it to this device. Now, even that actually ended up being a huge success. This thing actually sold really well because it turns out there are a lot of people that, they live in a household with a bunch of people. Maybe the TV is getting held up. They like the idea of being able to play games, anytime, even if the TV is currently occupied. Streaming, even that ended up being a pretty big hit. Sony admitted that this thing sold way beyond their expectations, so they have been rolling out a series of very cool updates over the course of the last year, one of them being game streaming. Now, what this does is that instead of just making it where it's streaming from your console to the screen, it actually just talks to the cloud. It just lets you literally pick a game, pick it, play it straight up. It doesn't have to install, it doesn't have to do anything. It just plays it directly from the cloud. Now, personally, I always thought these updates were actually pretty cool. I like playing mine, especially on the treadmill. I do a lot of cardio and stuff, and it's cool to just be able to, turn on a game and play something, Final Fantasy Tactics or something, right? But there has always been a small downside to this, which is honestly the fact that a lot of this still felt a little bit in beta, because technically it was. Well, now it's complete. This is out of beta. It is now possible to stream 2,800 games. PlayStation 5 games are now streamable. 2,800 games are now on the PlayStation Portal, but they also updated the UI. They updated the 3D audio. I want to go through all the features because I got to admit that as a person that likes my Portal, a person who got it day one, it feels like this becomes a better and better investment. But also, I think this is kind of hinting that Sony is working on an actual handheld. But let's get into it. Hi, hope you're having a great day. And if you could, please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I still cannot get over this amount. This is a crazy, crazy rollout. Now, we're going to start early on with what I consider to be the one big downside. I do think these features are great. We're going to go through it bit by bit. I do want to take a look at the entire blog post and all the cool stuff, but let's just start with the one big downside. PlayStation Plus premium members can now stream thousands of digital PlayStation 5 games, hundreds of games from the PlayStation Plus game catalog, new redesigned UI, new home screen. Honestly, I think that's great. I think the current UI is fine, but it always felt a little clunky. It feels a little bit like a crappy iPhone app or something. New search bar, thank God. 3D audio, game invitations, which you could not do previously, and more. This is all great. My one downside is that honestly, that PlayStation Plus premium price. Now, I am a person that is subscribed to PlayStation Plus Premium. There's 3 separate tiers of PlayStation Plus. There's Essential, there's Extra, and there's Premium. Each one having more and more features, of course, right? Essential is basically just cloud saves and online. Extra is like a decent amount of the PlayStation Plus catalog. It's a lot of like backwards compatible stuff, a lot of PlayStation 4 games and stuff, whereas the PlayStation Plus Premium, that's your retro games. That's PS1, PS2, PSP. That's all that stuff, right? And I'll be honest, I have been subscribing specifically to Premium because I like those retro games. I like the trophy support on a lot of them and stuff. I try to support the things that I think are cool and old school that I grew up with. But it is expensive. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I mean, even the most expensive version of PlayStation Plus is way cheaper than freaking, what do they call it? GamePass Ultimate, whatever the hell their highest tier is called now. Game Pass is $30 a month. This is, I think, even at the highest tier, I think it's $18 a month. But I'll admit that $20 a month for streaming for retro games, I do think is a high price. Somebody here actually said, with the current price of Game Pass a year, you could pay for an entire year of PlayStation Plus Premium and a portable for about the same price. Yikes, that's pretty funny. Now, I wish this was rolling out instantly. They're actually rolling it out today at 8 p.m. Texas time. That kind of sucks, but let me take a look at the blog post itself. I want to actually take a look at all the features it talks about here. At PlayStation, we're always working to push the boundaries of how players experience. Since the PlayStation Portal Remote Player first launched in November 2023, we've continued to evolve the device, like enhanced public Wi-Fi support, UX improvements. Last year, we introduced Cloud Streaming Beta, which allowed PlayStation Premium members to select access certain games from the PlayStation Plus catalog and Classics catalog via cloud streaming without needing to connect a PS5 remote play. Now, even the beta was pretty good, but the big downside of that was honestly that the catalog at the time, the beta test catalog, was teeny tiny. I think the total selection of games, I want to say, was like 100, and those were good, but when they first rolled it out, there were actually glitches at times. I had a time where I actually booted it up in beta. I was trying to stream, I think, Cyberpunk 2077, and it ran good, but it couldn't see my save files. Because I put my save files in the cloud, and I also put them on my PlayStation 5, for whatever reason, even though it was streaming, it felt like it was a different part of like the Sony servers, so I actually could not play. I had to make a new save file specifically for cloud streaming. Stuff like that has now been fixed. Cloud streaming for PlayStation 5 games in your library. PlayStation Plus premium games can now select certain PS5 games from their own library. At launch, thousands of PS5 games are supported. That means things like Grand Theft Auto 5, Resident 4, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, Borderlands 4, Astro Bot. These are insane. Oh my, sorry, didn't mean my voice to crack. That's actually... Oh my gosh, I am going to play this all the dang time now. Oh my gosh. In addition to hundreds of compatible games, things like God of War Ragnarok, Cyberpunk 2077, Hogwarts Legacy, Sword of the Sea, which is the new game by the people that made Journey, Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, oh yay, a new way to play The Last of Us Part 2, are also streamable directly from the cloud. Man, that is like, that's legit good. Now, this early update they actually talked about, they actually did a thing where they basically optimized how good the streaming is on this, how well the like Wi-Fi adapter connects to your thing. It seems like they released an update. Honestly, it runs very, very well now. At launch, I actually had a problem where it would drop connection pretty frequently. Now, I'll admit, it still does drop connection. I'd say it drops connection for like 1 second every 45-ish minutes. Now, I say that as a person with very, very good internet, so maybe your mileage will vary, but in my experience, honestly, this thing works really, really, really well. I mean, honestly, it's kind of crazy how well it works at times. Let me stream down here. Let me go down here. Redesigned UI, remote play home screen, connect to the PS5 console, now paired to the PlayStation Portal to enjoy games installed on the console. A PlayStation Plus membership is not required for remote play. Cloud streaming home screen. A new dedicated home screen for cloud streaming allows PlayStation Plus premium players to instantly stream a range of compatible games, obviously, and search screen. Quickly look up any game that supports cloud streaming. If you don't have the entitlement to the game, what a weird way of phrasing that. Sounds like some auto-translate. A QR code will be displayed to direct you to the PlayStation app to a web browser or another device. Very strange, but man... These UI just looks a lot better. Oh, it looks like the PlayStation 5 does now. Oh, wow. This looks so much better. The way it works currently, here, I'm going to press the button so you can see what this looks like before they update it. How do I even, it will even let me go back? Here we go. Right now, whenever you're trying to do stuff, honestly, as well as it works, oh man, I'm scrolling through so many games here. I think at times, here we go. Yeah, close, quick menu, home screen. Look at this. This is my thing. Is I still feel like the current way it works requires too many button presses, and I think at times it's still a little bit weird about how it's trying to work. Like right here, this is when it's booting up my PlayStation 5 to stream it. It's 8 a.m. I think it's all going to have to boot itself up. But I always thought that the screen, even if it was functional, not only did it require too many button presses, in a lot of ways it just felt too dry. Whereas this actually looks like a PlayStation home screen now, right? Enhancing gameplay experiences. This update adds several new features designed to make the PlayStation Portal more immersive and convenient. 3D audio support is now available. Heck yes. So this doesn't exist coming out of these speakers. These speakers are decent inside the system itself. This works if you plug in a set of headphones, or I think you can even sync some like Bluetooth headphones, right? So yeah, you got to plug in some headphones for 3D support, or I think you can sync them via Bluetooth, but still, that's pretty cool. You can now make password lock, network status screen. Interesting. So very basic stuff, but very nice. In-game store. So now you can buy stuff on it. That's fantastic. You can basically have this as a standalone device. Accessibility options, all sorts of great stuff. Nice. Game invitations. You can actually invite people and play with people on there. Wow. Yes. These are all such good changes. I don't know. I feel like I'm in a spot where I do believe that we would not have all these updates if this thing did not just keep selling and selling and selling and selling. I do think they wanted to I think they had an idea of, hey, let's make some way to play PlayStation 5 games portably. Even if it's not the most advanced, even if it's not native, let's make some way to have something on the go playable. And people that play this while traveling, I have a bunch of friends that actually travel for work and stuff. One of my friends is like a surgical tech. I don't understand why she has to travel so much, but she'll take it, and a lot of times she'll boot it up, and while she's out and on the go, she'll play Apex Legends with hotel Wi-Fi on her portal, and it works surprisingly well. I think this is all testing the ground for that rumored PlayStation 6 handheld. I think this is all one big experiment that honestly, people buying this, people voting with their wallet, people logging so many game hours on it, I think PlayStation realizes, yeah, man, there is a portable audience. But these have just been some off-the-cuff thoughts. How do you feel about the idea of the PlayStation Portal, and how much does this actually get you excited? Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and please keep dreaming. I film this before I've had my morning coffee, or even one of my 6 meals a day. So I'm going to go eat oatmeal, and then a pound of chicken, and then some nice chicken and rice just to wash it down, and then maybe a pound of beef, throughout the course of this day.
Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.